Hello everyone, and welcome back to Secrets Behind the Stars. I hope you're doing amazing today, because what we're about to talk about has genuinely left the entire entertainment world buzzing. You saw the title. This is the kind of update that stops timelines and starts endless conversations. We're diving into the latest stir surrounding Barış Arduç and Elçin Sangu, two names that have long been etched into the hearts of fans of Turkish television. And yes, the noise you're hearing across social media isn't an echo. It's the sound of a revelation that nobody saw coming, a twist that has people exhilarated, stunned, and racing to piece together the clues. If you're one of the many who have followed them for years, or you simply love to stay on top of what's really going on in celebrity circles, you are in the right place. Before we jump headfirst into all the details, a quick reminder. If you haven't already, hit subscribe and tap that bell so you don't miss any of our deep dives, our analysis, and our exclusives. Secrets Behind the Stars is here to sift the whispers from the truth, and today's topic is a masterclass in how private choices ripple through public lives. So, what's the earthquake-level news? It centers on Barış and Elçin. For anyone who's just discovering them, these two have been fixtures on the small screen for years, captivating audiences with their work and fueling endless conversations with their undeniable chemistry. Their careers have crossed in unforgettable ways, and their names have, time and again, sparked curiosity not only for their performances but also for what might be happening behind the red carpet smiles. And now, that curiosity is turning into something more concrete, something that suggests they've crossed a threshold together that changes everything. You know how rumors usually flicker and fade in this business, right? Well, not this time. What began as low murmurs grew into a steady drumbeat. Then came the hints, the consistent hints, the kind that make you sit up and ask if there's more to the story than happenstance and coincidence. And now we're at a juncture where the landscape feels different. What we're hearing isn't just idle talk, it's a wave of aligned reports that point to one conclusion: Barış and Elçin have made a decision. A significant one. A personal one. One that, according to several sources, looks like the beginning of a shared future. There's a ring in the whispers. There's talk of a proposal. Of both of them aligning their lives in a way that goes beyond the speculative stage fans have been toying with for so long. Some say an engagement has happened. Others say it's a formal step toward living together, a practical move with a romantic core. Still others insist it's an imminent announcement, carefully planned and timed. And while we don't yet have a direct statement from either of them, the consistency of these stories has propelled a frenzy across platforms, with timelines flooded by congratulations, disbelief, and 1,000 tiny theories trying to explain what led to this moment. How did the news break? As always, that's the mystery. It might have been a well-placed hint from someone in their inner circle, or a subtle but deliberate gesture meant to prepare the public for what's coming next. It might even be the sort of leak that starts as a whisper at a private gathering and spirals into headline fuel overnight. What's unmistakable is the energy of it all, the sudden, electric current that runs through fan spaces when a possibility becomes a probability. Look closely at what's been happening lately. Quiet alignments in schedules. Overlapping appearances with the kind of easy rapport you can't fake. Photos that don't say it outright but don't exactly try to hide the glow either. And then there are the small details, the ones fans notice immediately, like a glance held a second too long, a hand brushing a sleeve, a shared laugh that seems to belong to a story only they know. Are those gestures proof? No. But when they come in a series, when they're accompanied by reports from people who usually get it right, they take on weight. They feel like a pattern. Now, let's talk about the fan reaction, because it's been a hurricane. There are those who have waited years to see them take a step like this, who are celebrating as if they were invited to the gathering themselves. Messages pouring in by the thousands, edits and tributes and notes of good wishes. You can practically feel the happiness radiating from those who have supported them through every chapter of their careers. But yes, there's also surprise. Especially from those who always regarded them as close colleagues and nothing more, those who wondered whether the warmth was purely professional. It's a classic split reaction, excitement from those who believed, caution from those who didn't, and curiosity from everyone in between. And then comes the practical question: what does this mean for their careers? In the short term, a major personal milestone can lead to choices designed to protect a private moment. Fewer public appearances or a more intentional rollout of their next projects. It could also mean they'll be more visible as a unit, appearing together with a new kind of openness that reshapes their public image. In some cases, this kind of stability works like rocket fuel creatively, adding depth to performances and bringing new layers to the roles they choose. In others, it simply changes the way the public sees them, from individual stars to a duo navigating life side by side. What's certain is that both are seasoned professionals, deeply respected, and strong enough in their own right that any personal decision will rest on a foundation of established talent. Of course, there's another question simmering: how did they keep this so quiet for so long? If the current talk is true, then we're looking at a masterclass in discretion. Maybe they chose the quiet corners of life for the moments that mattered most. Maybe their closest people locked arms around them and sealed the exits. Maybe they decided early on that the only way to protect something fragile and precious was to keep it sheltered until it was strong enough to stand on its own in public. And judging by the shockwaves, it worked. We've also seen a wave of thoughtful responses from longtime observers. People who have tracked every interview, every behind-the-scenes clip, every awards show glance. Many are noting that the signs, in retrospect, might have been there for months, tiny breadcrumbs that only now make sense. The coordinated calm. The measured words. The way they lit up when asked about each other but never crossed any lines. If the engagement rumors prove true, or if the step is one of those private commitments that they'll choose to confirm in their own time, then today's revelation feels less like a sudden explosion and more like the unveiling of a carefully tended secret. Let's keep perspective. As of this moment, we don't have a direct quote from Barış or Elçin reaffirming or denying any of it. That's important. What we do have are echoes from credible corners, details that line up across multiple outlets, and an accelerating tempo that usually signals something real is close. We tread with care, as always, because their lives are theirs, and no headline, no matter how exciting, should come at the cost of respect. But the volume and convergence of what's out there suggests we're standing at the edge of an announcement, and that alone explains the surge in attention. If you're thinking about how this plays out from here, there are a few paths. They might confirm an engagement, in which case we'll likely see a gracious request for privacy alongside an avalanche of celebration. They might keep it more intimate, acknowledging the step without offering details, holding space for themselves as the world spins around them. Or they might surprise us with a softer revelation, news of moving in together, or a symbolic moment that, while not labeled, leaves little doubt about the depth of their bond. Whatever direction they choose, it will be on their terms, and that autonomy is vital. Meanwhile, the industry is watching. Producers, directors, brands. They all feel the tremor when two major stars appear to align their personal lives. Some will imagine new projects shaped by the comfort and confidence of their connection. Others will simply recalibrate expectations for promotional dynamics and press strategies. But let's be clear, neither of them is defined by any one relationship rumor, confirmed or not. They've built careers that stand on craft, consistency, and the love of audiences who recognize authenticity when they see it. What resonates most today is the sense of maturity. Whatever is happening, it reflects growth, the natural evolution of two people who have spent years under the brightest lights and have learned when to share and when to shelter. We've seen them play characters whose paths twisted with fate, but real life is different. Real life demands patience, trust, and the willingness to move forward even when every step might become a headline. That's why this moment feels important. Because it seems to mark a turn towards something lasting. So here's where we stand. The conversation revolves around Barış and Elçin taking a decisive step. The language you'll see online is full of big words: engagement, proposal, wedding, home, because that's how our imaginations frame commitment. The specifics will be theirs to confirm, but the signs suggest a new chapter, one with deeper stakes and brighter possibilities. And yes, it set the entertainment world alight, as it always does when two beloved figures suddenly appear to share a single path. We'll be watching closely for any official word, and when it comes, you'll hear it here, with context and care. Until then, we want to hear from you. Did you sense this coming? Were the clues obvious in hindsight, or is this as stunning to you as it was to so many? Do you think this step, whatever its exact form, will reshape how you see them on screen, or does it simply add a layer of warmth to your support? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Tell us your take, your hopes, your questions. If you've enjoyed this deep dive and the way we've pieced together the story behind the storm, please give this video a like. It helps us bring you more content that cuts through the noise. Share this with your friends who adore Turkish drama, with every fan who's ever rooted for these two, and with anyone who loves the thrill of a big reveal. And if you're new here, subscribe and ring that bell so secrets behind the stars can keep you in the loop as this unfolds. Whatever the next days bring, be it a quiet confirmation, a radiant photo, or simply a soft statement asking for grace, one thing is certain: the energy around Barış Arduç and Elçin Sangu has changed. It feels hopeful. It feels intentional. It feels like the start of a story they've chosen to write together, in a voice that belongs only to them. We'll be here, ready to listen. Thank you for watching, for caring, and for being part of a community that knows how to celebrate while honoring boundaries. Until the next update, take care, keep your eyes open, and remember, in this world, even the smallest detail can be the spark that lights the way to the truth.